A lot of people want to start creating content, but they make it way harder than it actually needs to be. They think you need the perfect camera, the perfect setup, and the perfect personality before they get in front of the camera. Meanwhile, I'm just in this room filming with my iPhone, making it happen. And after posting over 100 videos on YouTube, I realized that most things that are stopping creators isn't actually technical. It's overthinking, fear, lack of consistency, and worrying too much about what other people think. So in this video, I'm going to give you all the biggest lessons that I've learned after posting over 100 videos on YouTube. What helped me start, keep going, and the mindset shifts that actually made it easier for me to stay consistent. So when I first started creating YouTube videos, I was watching a ton of different content creators. They had a perfect sound, perfect lighting, everything was perfect, and they had this great personality. The editing was top notch, which most of them had a full-time content editor. And I thought to myself, how can I make this happen? So I tried to make the perfect setup. I didn't have the money to buy anything, so I just filmed with my phone. I tried to set up some lighting that didn't really work out. And most importantly, I tried to make the editing really good. So I inserted a ton of different clips. I put text on the screen, all the things that you think should make it work. But in fact, it just made the content 10 times worse. My camera presence was bad. Everything was bad about it. And it took me 10 times the time that it should take me to film a YouTube video. So that didn't work out for me. I then tried scripting my videos because somebody told me that I should script my videos. In fact, for some people it works great. So I tried doing that, and I didn't put out a video for 3 weeks because it just didn't work for me. And I realized something. If I want to make this work and I want to be consistent, I need to find a way to make it really easy. So it took me a couple of steps, but really the fundamentals is find a great video idea. That's what you should take the most time. Find out what videos are working on YouTube and try to have a good subject that you can talk about and have an opinion on. And 2, put the bullet points. That's all I do. And then I just read the bullet point and I start talking in front of the camera. That just works easy for me. Just talking in front of the camera about a subject that I enjoy, about a point that I enjoy, is just going to work 10 times easier. So I started filming selfie style, and it worked, but really it was distracting. Somebody that was working well on YouTube told me that it shouldn't be the way to go. So I put up a stand and I'm filming on that, or a tripod, and I'm filming on that right now. In fact, it's a ring light that I just happen to have, and I use it as a tripod. The light isn't even turned on. So if it's a stack of books, it would work great as well. Just find something that will make your filming sessions 10 times easier. If it's hard for you to film, if there's a space that's only available at a certain time, or that you can only film during this day, or that you have so much work to do before you actually start hitting the record button, it's going to make it really hard. So don't do that. Instead, try to make it as simple as possible. Find a space that it's easy, whether it's in your car, in your office, in your room. I don't care where it is, but make sure it's accessible, you can use it. Then don't worry about having fancy gear. Just film with your phone. It's going to make it easier. Yes, you can upgrade with a mic. This is a DJI mic mini, which works great, but you don't have to use it. And then just start yapping in front of the camera. You'll get better at this, your personality will show through. I got this comment a few weeks ago that told me, like, how do you have this voice? And this is just my voice, and your voice will be just as perfect. Everybody hates their voice. Just start filming and it will make it so much easier for you to just start filming. Don't try to have somebody else's voice. Use your own voice. That will make it a lot better. The next thing is to set goals that you have control over. So you can set goals like this, and I actually did this. If you watch my earlier videos, I was trying to get monetized within a year. I think, yeah, a year, something like that. And it didn't happen. So I was trying this and I was really desperate to have this. And I think it kind of showed through my videos that I was really desperate to make this happen, to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in the last 365 days. That's what you need to get monetized. So that was my goal and it didn't happen. But in fact, it was the wrong goal. Instead of having a goal like this, it should have been different. And this is my goal now, is to have something that you have control over. So do you have control over the views you get? Not really. The subscribers you get? Not really, unless you pay for it, but I wouldn't suggest that because it's just empty views and empty subscribers. So instead, what you should have is goals that you can actually manage to have. So for me, posting twice a week, non-negotiable. I'm posting 2 videos a week. I will try to post my analytic videos once a month, but really like those 2 things, twice a week, Monday, Wednesday, those videos are going out no matter what. I could be in hospital. I can guarantee these videos are coming out, and you know, one day I'll probably miss a day and you'll all come back to this video and think, why did he say that? But that's my goal. So the first goal, twice a week. I need to improve my videos. I need to find a way to make them better every single time. And I need to make myself uncomfortable. So to make myself uncomfortable, it's changing the format. It could be doing something different. It could be like filming like this style was, you know, a challenge for me. It could be getting my links in the description to book a one-on-one call. So if you want to book a one-on-one call, I have this in my calendar. There aren't too many spots because I have things to do, but you can book a call. And that was uncomfortable for me to say, you know, I don't have 1 million subscribers, but you can still book a call with me. But you know, if you can help people, if you're ahead of some people, whether if you posted your first video, you can help somebody post their first video. So if I have over 100 subscribers, I could probably help somebody that has 5 subscribers, 10, or who hasn't started, or whatever it may be. If you have a challenge that I can help you with, I can do that. So all of these things are challenges that I need to put myself through. So I paid for some of these, you know, people that were doing similar stuff. I don't regret it because they helped me put me in the right direction. So no matter what stage you're on YouTube or on your business, it all needs to come back to challenging yourself to do something better than you were before. And if you can measure it and say, yes, I did it, I managed to do this, then it's a great thing. And I can help you with that if you're interested. Let's talk about taking breaks. Some people that you should just hustle, you know, burnout is for people that are weak or something like that. And other people will say, just take some breaks, it will be easier for you. Don't worry too much about it. And if you want to make YouTube your full-time income or have, you know, something meaningful, you do need to be regular and post a lot. But I don't think that you should push yourself through it. At the beginning, I said that you should make it easier. And I think that if you make it really easy for you, the more you make it easy, the easier it's just going to get. And you won't really need to push yourself to do it. You'll just do it because that's what you do. That's you. That's how you post. And that's what I do. Yes, I need to tell myself, like, this day I'm going to post, or I'm going to film my video at this time. There needs to be 2 videos that are coming out, but it's not training me. It's not something that's hard for me to do. It's just something that I do. It's a way to express myself. And if you enjoy it, you won't really have to push yourself. And when I try to script all of my videos, that's exactly what I did. I had to push myself to write that script, make it better, refine it, and then I would film the video, and even filming the video would be draining for me. So if you find a way to make it easier, you won't really need to take breaks, but you won't need to push yourself in order to post. It will just be normal for you, and it won't be as dreading as you might think. The next thing that I want to talk about is platforms. So if you watched some Gary Vee videos back in the day, he probably still posts, but back in the day he was always saying like, post more, post on every platform, post as much as possible, just post. And I strongly disagree with that, because when you have a team and you're Alex Hormozy and you can just film one piece of content and you end up being on all sorts of different platforms, you'll be everywhere on TikTok, everywhere on Instagram, everywhere on YouTube, like everywhere people will open and you'll be there. But you have a team to do that. What I would focus on is choosing one platform. For me, it's YouTube. You won't find me anywhere else where I post content, and it might happen in the future, but unless you're really, like, you're starting to get really good at one platform, there's no need to branch in all sorts of different ways, because you'll be average at everything instead of being great at one platform. Once you know everything about, or not, you'll never know everything, but once you'll be really good at one platform and you'll know how it works, you'll know how to get people hooked in and clicking on your videos and all of that, then you can branch off to Instagram or TikTok, or one after the other, but not all platforms. I don't think you should post on every platform. You'll just become bad. And I see a lot of people that are wondering, why doesn't this work? I'm posting on TikTok 3 times a day, I'm posting on YouTube once a week, I'm posting on Instagram twice a day. And the reason is exactly that you're posting everywhere. So don't post everywhere, just focus on one platform. For me, YouTube is the mother of all platforms, because all of the other platforms are more short form. The content will die very fast after like 28 or 24, 48 hours. But on YouTube, it's not like that. People are getting views from years ago, like the videos are still getting views, and it's long form, so people are more invested in your content rather than something that they don't really know. So it's just getting a direction, a clear path, just focusing on a specific way and knowing what to do. And if you don't know what to do, again, there's a link in the description so I can help you out with that. Let's talk about camera presence, because there's a lot of people that talk about this, and I think it's probably the most important part of talking or doing YouTube videos, especially talking head videos, especially when you're teaching something, because there's entertainment, which is entertaining people. But if you're learning things, you can, get some entertainment, but most likely you're going to be talking to a camera. So that camera presence is going to be super important, because it's the only thing that you have. If you're funny, be funny. If you're not, the most important thing is trying to be yourself as much as possible. And it is hard at the beginning to be yourself. I get that, and it was certainly for me. But if you try to relax yourself, maybe breathe before filming a video, after a while it will become way more normal. When I speak to a camera now, it feels more like me. And if you're trying to speak to a camera and it doesn't feel like you, that's okay, because it will come through the reps. It does take a lot of videos, for me over 100 videos, to get to this point where I'm really feeling like I'm talking, like I'm being me. So you need to be intentional with it. So remember, like you were talking to a friend, maybe even have a photo of a friend on your camera. Remember like a specific conversation that you had and pretend that it was just that conversation. But it still takes time, it still takes reps, and I've seen somebody that said, I don't understand, like, or YouTube doesn't work for everyone. It just picks up people that for some reason, but it doesn't work anymore. I've posted videos and it doesn't work. And I went to his channel and there were so many things that I saw that were the reason why. And one of the things that I saw was that he posted 25 videos, something like that. And there were a ton of other reasons as well, which I won't mention in this video. But if you post 25 videos, why would it work? You need to be posting way more. Now, if you posted 25 videos and you're getting 3 views, there's something that's wrong. And you need to find out what it is, whether it's booking a call with somebody, not necessarily me. If it's me, great. Or if it's reading through the comments, or if it's finding out yourself, like if people aren't clicking on your thumbnails, then what are the people that are, getting clicks, what are they doing that's different than you? And there's all sorts of things that come in the mix, especially with YouTube. There's thumbnails, titles, the intro. All of these things are very important. Then, like, every single point is important. So it's hard to figure out which one it is a lot of the time. But if you compare yourself to people that have been making this work, and I'm not saying compare yourself like I'm not as good as those people, but what are those people doing that's different? And don't get people that are getting millions of views, but pick somebody that's recently been popping off and that's ahead of you. What are they doing different than you? And don't try to be them, but find out what's in that content that works for them and not for you. The next thing is, why are people scared to post content? So I had a lot of trouble filming my very first video. I put myself in a room and I said, this is the time I'm going to start filming my very first YouTube video. So I put 3 or 4 shoe boxes on the table, put my phone however it would stand, and I would start filming. So I had to record, and I stood in front of the camera and I said absolutely nothing. And so I thought, like, why is this really bothering me? So I still ended up filming that video. It lasted less than a minute, I think 45 seconds. And I thought, why is it so stressful to do? So first of all, you're not comfortable to film in front of the camera. That's normal. Nobody is when they first start. But also, you think about, what are people going to think? What if my old classmates end up on this video? What if my work colleagues find this video and laugh at me, or whatever it may be? But the truth is, you're probably going to get 5 to 10 views in your first video if you're like me. Well, if you're like me, it's probably 0 to 5, but let's say 5 to 10 views. You would have more chance winning the lottery than having somebody find out about your video. And if you do get 10,000 views or 100,000, well, 10,000 views is still not a lot of views compared to the people in the world. But if you get 1 million views on your video, then, like, people aren't going to critique you anyway. So it's either people aren't going to find your video either way, or they're going to find it if you blow up, and then they won't critique you and they'll ask you for advice. So it's going to be one of these two camps. So you really shouldn't worry. Plus, even if people do find out about your videos, they don't even care. Like, they'll probably see your video, think about it for 2 minutes and forget about it. And when they see you, they probably wouldn't even think of it, because humans are more interested in their own lives. They're the main character of their own lives. You are the same, I'm the same, everybody is the same. So people are thinking that the whole world is so is watching every single one of your steps, but really people don't really care. So they'll see something and then they'll go back to their lives. So forget about people watching your content or judging you on your content. People don't really care. Now, if you have been posting videos on YouTube, there's some signs that will tell you that you're about to blow up. Even if you don't really see them, there are some signs that are telling you you are just about to blow up. So you can watch that video to see what these signs are. And with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.